Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to the community. Today, we have something incredibly exciting planned for you, so make yourself comfortable, grab a snack, and enjoy the experience. We're going to explore The Lion's Legacy, an epic tale of Ethiopia, a story of kings, warriors, and destiny. And believe me, you'll want to stay till the end. As always, if you enjoy engaging stories and fresh content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming up next. Now, sit back, unwind, and let's get started.
The Legacy of the Lion, a grand saga of Ethiopia, a tale of monarchs, warriors, and fate. The birth of the empire. In the early days, long before emperors donned their shimmering crowns under the sun-kissed highlands, and before the sounds of warfare reverberated through the valleys, there existed the land, a revered birthplace of humanity. The ancient rift valleys lay like old wounds, and the blue Nile thundered with the relentless passage of time. It was in this mountainous land shrouded in mist that the first kingdom emerged. Legends recount the story of Menelik I, the offspring of the sagacious King Solomon, and the valiant Queen of Sheba. He was born not merely of regal lineage, but of a fateful calling. It was he who transported the Ark of the Covenant to the highlands of Aksum, safeguarding it within the hallowed halls of Aksum Sion. This marked the inception of an empire like no other. Yet, Ethiopia was not fated for tranquility alone. The currents of history whispered tales of conquerors, traitors, and prophets. The empire would rise and fall, much like the rhythmic flow of the Nile, but its essence would remain unshaken. The cry of the lion. Ages rolled by, and the empire thrived. The monarchs of Aksum reigned over a grand kingdom, dominating the trade routes of the Red Sea, where spices, gold, and ivory exchanged like soft secrets. But power draws jealousy. From the north advanced foreign armies. From the east, the sultanates of the Horn of Africa grew daring. And from within, rival warlords yearned for the crown. Emperor Caleb, the warrior sovereign, recognized that mere strength alone could not salvage Ethiopia. He charged at the forefront of his troops, his armor shining, his sword kissed by sunlight. His eyes blazed with the spirit of his ancestors, as he led his warriors against those who sought to seize the land. His triumphs resonated throughout the realm, etching his name in the annals of history. Yet the land's safety was not assured. The Aksumite Empire, once a symbol of might, began to decline. The mountains murmured about the emergence of a new realm, a realm that would carry the legacy of kings and defy the flow of time. The rise of Zagwe. As Aksum drifted into myth, a new lineage ascended from the highlands. The Zagwe dynasty was forged through the flames of devotion. The most remarkable among them was King Lalibela, a leader graced with heavenly visions. He envisioned a renewed Jerusalem within Ethiopia, where stone would yield to human endeavor. With the toil of countless hands, he etched churches into the living rock, forming the sacred spaces of Bet Georges, Bet Medhain Elam, and beyond. These were not merely structures. They represented an unwavering faith, a connection between the earthly and the divine. Pilgrims journeyed from far and wide to witness the marvel of stone, yet ambition nurtured discord. Even as Lalibela built his everlasting city, murmurs of insurrection circulated through the valleys. The ancient nobility yearned for the resurgence of the Solomonic lineage. Ethiopia was on the brink of transformation yet again. The rebirth of Solomon's line. The ancient prophecy came true when the Solomonic dynasty regained the throne under Emperor Yakuno Amlak. He was not just any ruler. He carried the lineage of Menelik, destined to elevate the empire to its past splendor. During his rule, Ethiopia emerged as a bastion of strength and insight. Trade thrived once again, and the mountains echoed with the songs of warriors preparing for conflict. The succeeding emperors, Amda Zara Yaqub and Dawit II, etched Ethiopia's name into history through their might and wisdom. They protected their homeland from invaders and fortified the church, uniting a nation through faith and valor. However, the greatest test was still ahead. The specter of war. The 16th century ushered in a period marked by fire and bloodshed. From the plains arose a conqueror, the famed Ahmed Gragn the left-handed. He swept across the land like a tempest, instilling terror in the hearts of monarchs. Ethiopia's fate teetered on the brink. The highlands were ablaze, and churches were reduced to cinders. In this dire moment, Emperor Gelawdus stepped forward, uniting his people for the most monumental battle the land had ever experienced. With support from distant allies, he confronted the invaders on the battlefield, where the earth absorbed the blood of warriors. The victory came at a significant price, but Ethiopia persevered. Once again, the lion had roared, yet new challenges loomed on the horizon. Could the empire withstand the impending waves of European explorers, Ottoman ambitions, and the ever-changing sands of fate? The era of castles and the Jesuit challenge. The embers of war had scarcely cooled when Ethiopia encountered a fresh difficulty, not from blades and javelins, but from the murmurs of foreign voices. The 17th century witnessed the emergence of a new dynasty, which built its strength not in Aksum or Lalibela, but in the core of Gondar. It was Emperor Fasilides who established Gondar, a city of grandeur and strength. Here, he constructed majestic castles, drawing inspiration from both Ethiopian and foreign architects. He bolstered the empire, driving out the Portuguese Jesuits who aimed to transform Ethiopia's ancient beliefs. With a firm decree, he expelled them, revitalizing the traditional Tuahito Christianity. Yet, Gondar's golden age faced its share of strife. The empire was expanding, but so were the aspirations of local warlords. Ethiopia found itself at a pivotal moment, where unity and division battled for dominance. The Zemin Mesafint, the era of princes, following the passing of the illustrious emperors, Ethiopia sank into its bleakest era. The Zemin Mesafint, the era of princes. The imperial throne weakened, allowing regional leaders to fragment the empire. From the elevated regions of Gajam, the valleys of Tigray, and the hills of Shoa, warlords engaged in relentless conflicts for supremacy. Emperors became nothing more than symbolic figures, captives in their own realm. The country suffered greatly, and Ethiopia's spirit began to fade. Nonetheless, even in the darkest times, a star can emerge. The nation was in need of a leader, a warrior king to reunify the fractured empire. And from the depths of history, such an individual arose. The rise of Tuwadros II, the unifier, although not of noble lineage, Kasa Hailu, the man destined to become Emperor Tuwadros II, was on a path to alter Ethiopia's destiny. Rising from modest beginnings, he transformed into a formidable warrior, vanquishing warlords one by one. He advanced towards Gondar, took over the throne, and declared the inception of a new Ethiopia. His vision was for unity, a singular, formidable empire under one authority. He revamped the military, modernized the administration, and constructed the impressive fortress of Magdala. Yet, Tuwadros' reign was fraught with challenges. His push for modernization led to confrontations with the British, climaxing in the Battle of Magdala. Outmatched and betrayed, the great emperor decided to end his own life, rather than capitulate. His demise was a sorrowful event, but his vision endured beyond him. Others would rise to uphold his dream. Johannes IV, the defender of the highlands, after Tuwadros' fall, Ethiopia confronted new dangers. The Egyptians, the Mahdaists of Sudan, and encroaching Europeans all aimed to seize the territory. However, Ethiopia would not submit. A new emperor ascended the throne, Johannes IV. A powerful warrior king, he tirelessly battled to safeguard Ethiopia's borders. From the sweltering lowlands of Eritrea to the violent battlegrounds of Metemma, where he ultimately lost his life in combat, Johannes IV became an enduring legend. His sacrifice set the stage for Ethiopia's most significant moment, the battle that would resonate worldwide. The Battle of Adwa, the day Africa roared in 1896, as European powers began their division of Africa into colonies. Italy, driven by colonial ambitions, aimed to annex Ethiopia. However, Emperor Menelik II had different intentions. Uniting warriors from all over the empire, Oromo, Amhara, Tigray, Sidama, Gurage and beyond, he prepared to confront the invaders. On the morning of March 1, 1896, on the hills of Adwa, Ethiopian fighters faced off against the Italian forces. Against overwhelming odds, the Ethiopian army triumphed over the Italians, marking one of the most significant victories in African history. Ethiopia emerged proudly, being the only African nation to overcome a European colonial power. This astonishing feat drew global attention. The Lion of Judah, Haile Selassie's era, the 20th century brought new difficulties. As the world transformed, Ethiopia sought a leader capable of steering it towards modernity. That leader emerged in Emperor Haile Selassie I, known as the Lion of Judah. During his reign, Ethiopia adopted modernization while remaining true to its rich traditions. He abolished slavery, introduced a constitution, and represented Africa in global forums. Yet dark clouds gathered once again. In 1935, the Italians invaded anew, this time under Mussolini's fascist regime. Equipped with poison gas and superior weaponry, they launched a cruel assault on Ethiopia. Haile Selassie was forced into exile, but delivered a poignant speech before the League of Nations. Today it is us, tomorrow it will be you. Although the world responded with indifference, Ethiopia never capitulated. 5 years later, Haile Selassie returned, reclaiming his throne and reaffirming that Ethiopia would not submit to foreign domination. However, the country's journey was still far from complete. Change was on the horizon. A nation at the crossroads. As the world transitioned into the era of decolonization, Ethiopia emerged as a symbol of African sovereignty. Addis Ababa became the center of the African Union, and Haile Selassie was honored as the father of contemporary Africa. Nevertheless, dissatisfaction simmered within the empire. The populace yearned for transformation, leading to a revolutionary wave in 1974. The Derg, a military junta, took control, marking the end of a 1,000-year-old imperial reign. The empire may have collapsed, but Ethiopia's narrative was not finished. Although war, famine, and turmoil followed, so too did resilience and renewal. Would Ethiopia again rise, as it had always done? The fall of the empire and the rise of the Derg. The 1974 revolution resembled a tempest sweeping across Ethiopia. The once mighty empire, which had stood for millennia, was fundamentally shaken. Citizens weary of feudal oppression sought change. The military group known as the Derg, under the leadership of Mengistu Haile Mariam, took over. Emperor Haile Selassie, the revered Lion of Judah, was ousted and later died under suspicious circumstances. The era of emperors came to a close, ushering Ethiopia into a new and unpredictable chapter. Initially, the Derg pledged reforms, but their rule quickly devolved into tyranny. The Red Terror campaign began, a brutal crackdown against dissenters. Thousands faced imprisonment, execution, or disappearance. In the midst of this chaos, another catastrophe unfolded, the Ethiopian famine of 1984 to 1985. Millions were on the brink of starvation, as war and drought devastated the region. Harrowing images of suffering shocked the international community, prompting global aid initiatives. Yet within Ethiopia, the government remained resolute in its oppressive grip. The struggle for freedom, the decline of the Derg. Over the years, opposition to the Derg intensified. In the mountainous regions of the north, the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, TPLF, along with other insurgent groups engaged in an unyielding guerrilla conflict. By 1991, the rebels reached the capital city. Mengistu Haile Mariam fled to exile, leading to the fall of the Derg. A new administration, under Meles Zenawi, assumed control, marking the end of an oppressive regime. Ethiopia liberated itself from tyranny, yet numerous challenges remained. The country faced the daunting task of rebuilding from the devastation of war, with deep-rooted ethnic and political rifts posing threats to its future. The emergence of a new Ethiopia. Following the Derg's downfall, Ethiopia transitioned into a new phase. A fresh constitution was established, resulting in the formation of a federal democratic republic for the first time. However, the fabric of unity was delicate. Ethnic strife persisted, and in 1998, a conflict broke out between Ethiopia and Eritrea, which had recently gained independence. The war over contested borders claimed tens of thousands of lives before a tenuous peace was achieved. In spite of political obstacles, Ethiopia witnessed rapid economic advancement. Skyscrapers began to rise in Addis Ababa, and construction commenced on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the largest in Africa, symbolizing a period of ambition. Yet, the path of progress was accompanied by difficulties. Ongoing protests, clashes, and struggles for power continued to impact the nation, compelling Ethiopia to address its past while shaping its future. Ethiopia's cultural and spiritual resilience. Amidst all its challenges, Ethiopia's cultural heritage and faith remained unyielding. Age-old traditions flourished, from the Timkat Epiphany festivities in Lalibela to the lively Meskel celebration in Addis Ababa. Ethiopian music, art, and literature thrived, and the unique Guizi alphabet persisted, linking the present with the insights of the past. From the rock-hewn churches in Lalibela to the vibrant markets of Harar, Ethiopia's spirit remained robust, pulsing with the rhythm of a land that has never succumbed to foreign domination. The future of Ethiopia, a nation of strength. At present, Ethiopia finds itself at a pivotal moment. The country contends with various challenges as well as opportunities. Ongoing political rifts, economic struggles, and regional disputes continue to influence its future. Nevertheless, Ethiopia has always demonstrated remarkable resilience. From the historic Aksumite rulers to the fighters of Adwa, from the fortresses of Gondar to the contemporary avenues of Addis Ababa, the essence of Ethiopia persists. The pressing question is, what lies ahead for the future? The timeless essence of Ethiopia. As Ethiopia stands on the brink of a new chapter, its history serves as an illuminating beacon. This land of monarchs and warriors, of sovereigns and bards, has endured the tests of time. From the plateaus of Aksum to the lowlands of the Omo, from the historic battlegrounds of Adwa to the offices of the African Union, Ethiopia's narrative is one of resilience, belief, and unwavering spirit. In times of conflict and tranquility, famine and abundance, Ethiopia has remained intact. It is the cradle of humanity, a protector of an age-old faith, and the sole African country to have successfully resisted colonial domination. As the world evolves, Ethiopia continues to advance, inspired by the wisdom of its forebears and the aspirations of its youth. The Lion of Judah has roared through the epochs, and even as empires rise and fall, and leaders ascend and descend, one reality remains constant: Ethiopia persists. The end.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you found this video helpful and enjoyable, please remember to hit the like button as it really supports the channel. Also, if you're new or haven't already, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications. Until next time, take care and keep exploring.